During the orientation, or prior to the orientation, this is when I realized that I was told I couldn't participate in my 5 obligatory prayers a day. And this is something I hadn't done during the entire time that I've been incarcerated. And so it put me in a situation where I had to make a decision about this and how did I feel about it. And it was a difficult decision because my prayers had become a part of my daily structure. And in a way, it was a part of my psychological and emotional structure too. And so when I'm told I need to set this aside, I was really wondering, well, how will I handle this? In so much as, not so much as, am I violating this or am I breaking this, but how am I going to handle this emotionally and psychologically since this has been so much a part of my life? And I made a decision not to. And then Dr. Marshall said, well, talk to Bruce. And I talked with Bruce. And I still was kind of undecided. And then I sit down and talk to Dr. Marshall, and she said, well, do you think that if you miss your prayers, you'll be struck by lightning? And I said, no, I don't think that. I don't think anything will really happen to me. She said, well, what are your issues? And at that point, I realized that I didn't have any issues because I wanted Vipassana for the same thing that I came to the faith of the path of Islam, that is to grow. This is the same. My objective was the same. The objective to come to Vipassana was the same objective I had for Islam, my same objective for prayer. And since this was my intent, and I knew that I was sincere about it, then I didn't have a problem in setting my prayers aside for these 10 days. And when I came to that decision within myself, then I was ready to go. But until I could reach that understanding within myself, I couldn't get to it, get to saying, well, hey, I'm not going to do this. But I realized that the objectives are the same.
Can you say something about how Vipassana then influenced your Muslim faith?
One of the things after specifically Salat prayer, after doing it for as long as I had been doing it, I found I had fallen into a bit of a rut in that I was not bringing as much as I should have been bringing in terms of attention, focus, concentration. And it had gotten to a point where it was almost rote. I wasn't being present, and I didn't know that. I didn't have as good a concept of being present as I do now. And I was not experiencing it as I should have been. But when I go through Vipassana, it just gives me a totally different relationship with my Salat because I'm more present there. My focus and my attention is upon what I'm doing. This did not occur prior. It's more richer. It's a deeper experience now when I go to Salat. And when I come from it, I bring out of it more now. I'm in a very teeming, volatile environment, so my Salat is very important to me. I get more out of Salat now in terms of stability and inner peace, calmness than I ever have before. And another thing that Vipassana did for me was to give me a deeper understanding of some of the things that I was reading in Quran that I didn't have, especially in regards to what we crave and what we fear. I kept running into verses in the Quran that says you should be mindful of what you like and what you dislike, because you may like something that may be a harm to you, and you may dislike something that may be of good to you. And I kept running into a correlation. There were so many truths in common that I didn't have a problem with Vipassana and my faith. There was no problem. There was too much commonality there for me to have a problem with it. Another thing, the Islamic faith stresses a lot of attention on affection, generosity, and kindness. But you don't hear it. You don't hear it from the teachers. You don't hear it, you don't see it that much in the publications. But when you read the Quran and life of Prophet Muhammad, then you get this. And I hadn't been getting this. I kept seeing it there, but I wasn't getting it in terms of the teachings that the lectures and my research, but it was there. Affection, kindness, and generosity. And then when I go through Vipassana and do metta, and this attention upon loving kindness, it just opened up an entire new world in Islam for me. And I remember Prophet Muhammad, a guy asked him, say, well, who are the best Muslims? And he said, Prophet Muhammad said to him, the best of you are those of you who are kind to your wives. And throughout his life, he always stressed kindness. He always stressed affection. He always stressed generosity. But you never hear of it unless you do research. And I had done the research, but I didn't have the feeling until I got metta. And I realized how much he was doing metta all of his life. And that opened up a new chapter in this path, this Islamic path in my life. And that I'm finding myself looking for ways to experience generosity, to experience showing affection and showing kindness. I look for that, and I start with the people that I care about most, my family, and then the people that I am around here, the guys I went through Vipassana, the guys I'm involved with in the Islamic community, and then the guys who I don't even know. Sometimes I would, we have this period of time where we get these packages from home, food packages from home, like we have one coming up now, but there are some guys who don't get anything because they don't have anybody out there, and they haven't had anybody out there for years. And I know of many of them, so I might get a box in, and half of it I might just give it away to some of these guys. And I give it to them because I want to experience being generous with myself, because I've come up all within my life feeling that I didn't have enough. But in my experience in Vipassana, I realized I have plenty, and I try to practice it, the concept of generosity. I actually try to practice being generous with myself. And I try to be kind. Sometimes I'm the type of person that I will retreat in my own world. And when I'm there, I don't want to be bothered. And sometimes guys will come by and they want some time. And I'll be short with them. I'll cut in a very stern voice because I don't want to be bothered. But now I stay open more, and I don't retreat. And I stay open, even I'm just sitting there being mindful of what's going on around me. I stay open, and a lot of them are shocked because when they come by, they catch me, I'm smiling. But I'm smiling because I'm actually feeling good. I felt better after Vipassana than I have during the entire period of this incarceration. And that is to this very moment right now. I have felt better. And it's a better feeling, and it's one of those feelings that difficult to describe. I've had good moments here, good moments I felt over here, good moments I felt over there, but I never had a good moment like this, So it's difficult for me to describe it, but it's very good, and it's good for me. And that's why I'm so much a part of the program here as I am. It has been one of the most profound experiences and moments in my life, and I'm very, very deeply thankful for it. If I don't know when I may be free of incarceration, but it's not an issue for me. It doesn't hold a cloud over my head, because wherever I am, that I am alive, I will feel good about my existence.